everyone, welcome back to Mamta Nival tutorial. And guys, in this video we're going to start a new chapter, which is chapter number 2, and the name of the chapter is nutrition in animals. In chapter first we have discussed about the nutrition in plants, and in this chapter second we will discuss about the nutrition in animals. Okay, what are the nutrition we take, like animals take, or we can say that the source of food. What are the source of food? Plant are the source of food for animals, maybe directly, maybe indirectly, but it is depend on the plants itself only. Why we can say that? Like the if they are eating directly or depending directly on the plants, that means they are herbivorous. But the carnivorous animals are the animals which indirectly eat those animals which eat the plants. So that's why we can say that the animals can get their food from plants either directly or through indirect process. Okay, why we require food? What is the need of food in our body for our growth? If our body need to be grow, it require food, and food will provide the energy for doing all these works. And for the repairment, if there is any damage in our body, the repairment requires some energy, and that energy is coming from the food or the normal functioning of our body. So the proper functioning require food to intake in a proper quantity in a balanced diet food. Okay, we require to take the balanced diet food for the proper functioning of our body. Okay, what happened during the normal digestion? Most of the thing is that the complex substance will break into the simpler substance. What that means? Like if we have any nutrient which is very complex and present in our nature, that complex substance need to be break down into the smaller one, which is known as the digestion. Okay, so break down into the smaller component, and this breaking down the complex component into the smaller is known as the process which is called digestion. This is what we do. Like directly starch, we cannot absorb the starch, or directly carbohydrate we cannot absorb, but in the form of glucose we can absorb. So this is how the complex substance will convert into the simpler one. We will look into it in this chapter, how the digestion take place in our body. But before that, we should understand that we used to consume different type of materials or different type of foods. It depend on the animals to animals. Like if we talk about the bees or hummingbirds, so what is the food? Do they eat the same food which we eat? No. The hummingbirds and bees, they eat nectar. So the digestion of nectar will be much different than our food. Like in case of infants, okay, the infants are the infants of humans we are talking about. So the infants are the baby which is 0 to 2-year-old baby, so that they mostly depend on the mother's milk. They do not eat all the things which we eat as an adult. So this is also, they have different food habit or intake of food. Like in case of snakes, if we particularly talk about the python can swallow complete animals at a time. Okay, so this is the different kind of intake of food. By it depend on the animals to animals. Normally if we talk about the aquatic animals, so the aquatic animals, their habitat are different and their fooding habit is also different. The aquatic animals, they eat the food particles which is floating on the surface of the pond or the aquatic medium. Okay, the food particle which is floating on the surface, so those particle they will eat. So this is how we can say that it depend on animals to animal. Like there is one more example, very good example, like starfish. Have you ever seen a starfish or feeding when the starfish is feeding on an animals? What you can see, like this is kind of a structure a starfish have, and here is the mouth. This is the portion which is known as the mouth of the starfish. So what it do, it open this mouth, open this portion, and it pop out the stomach from this area. Okay, that pop out stomach will get absorbed or take the whole soft animals into its body. directly it put it into inside the body, and that stomach will go inside back and absorb the nutrient from it. So this is how normal a starfish used to eat their food. So it depend on animals to animals or plants to plants also, that it depend on the organisms what they are doing. Like our main focus will be on the human digestion. So what are the human digestion, or from where the digestion take place? In case of humans, like from the mouth. First of all, we intake the food in the mouth, and then it digests, and we utilize that portion. An unused portion, the remaining unused, or we can say that undigested food, will be defeated out from our body. Okay, we put them out of our body. So this is whole process will be called as digestion. So what it require? It require the canals, which is, or we can say that the alimentary canal. What is the alimentary canal? It is the digestive tract. The whole digestive tract is known as the alimentary canal. And what are the organs present in those alimentary canal? First is the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity is the area where the digestion starts, or we can say that we can take in the food from the buccal cavity area. Okay, after that there is a food pipe, or we can say that esophagus. Okay, so food pipe, the other name of the food pipe is esophagus. Next is the stomach. The food will be go to the stomach portion, then in the small intestine, and after that intestine, and then it will go to the large intestine, and then it will go to the rectum portion, and after that the last one is the anus, through which we can remove the undigested food out of our body. So this is how the alimentary canal, these are the organs or where the normal digestion of food take place. Okay, so this is complete. All these, if we combine all these together, that will form a alimentary canal, or we can say that the digestive tract. This is the digestive tract. Okay, so what is can we say that the digestive tract is the digestive system? No, the digestive system not only consists of digestive tract, it is also requires some other thing. Digestive tract, okay, plus some associated glands also required. Associated glands are also required. So what are the associated glands? Like salivary glands, which is present in our mouth. Salivary gland, they help us to digestion of the carbohydrate. Liver is also a gland. Pancreas are also a gland which secretes some digestive juice, and that help them to convert that complex substance into the simpler substances. Okay, so what is a digestive system? If we talk about the complete digestive system, it requires the digestive tract as well as the associated glands with it. Okay, those associated glands we have mentioned here. So first of all, what is or how we can digest in the mouth and the buccal cavity. Okay, buccal cavity. What is the buccal cavity? The mouth. We can scientifically call it as the buccal cavity. What we do in here is the ingestion. Ingestion means the process of intaking of food. So this is the process of taking food inside our body. Food in the body is known as the ingestion. And from where we do the ingestion? From the buccal cavity. Now what after the ingestion, what we do? We chew the food. Okay, this is our first work after the ingestion of the food. Chew the food with the help of teeth. The teeth which is present in our buccal cavity. What they do, because of this chewing, what happen? They break it mechanically into smaller piece. Okay, this is the main function of our teeth, to break the food mechanically into a smaller substance, so that the food will be absorbed easily or can easily digest. Okay, so this is the smaller piece they convert it into because of the mechanically breakdown of the food particles because of the chewing, and the chewing process is done by the teeth. Okay, so teeth are separately, they are rooted separately in the separate socket. So each teeth have a different socket and they are separate to each other, they are not combined. So what is the structure? Now we will discuss what is the normal structure which is present in our mouth. How we can say that this is the set of teeth are present. Okay, so these are the set of teeth which are present. How many teeth do we have? We have 32 teeth, and 16 are on the upper buccal cavity and 16 will be on the lower buccal cavity. So we can consider any of this. This is the, you can consider it as a upper buccal cavity we are considering. Okay, so first these three, the last one, these three are the molar teeth. Okay, what are they? They are molar teeth. And what is the normal molar teeth structure? This structure is similar like this, and they have a rooted structure here. So this is the rooted structure and this is the structure which we can see of the teeth. What is the main function of molar teeth? Is to grind the substance or grind the material. Now these two, after that molar, we can see that this is the premolar one. Okay, so this is the teeth which we called it as premolar, and this one are these one. Okay, one pair of teeth are called as canine, and these are the used for to tear off other substance or like flesh kind of a substance. If we need to tear a flesh, then we require canine teeth. And these four, the front four teeth is known as the incisor teeth. Okay, these teeth will help us in cutting the food down. Okay, so this is what our set of teeth normally we have. Now we have two type of teeth. One is the milk teeth and one is the permanent teeth. What is the milk teeth? The milk teeth which grow during the infancy stage. Okay, what is the infancy? Like in 0 to 2 year of period, we called it as infancy period. And or in this period, if there is any teeth growing, any teeth, that is the milk teeth. Okay, they fall off when we reach to the age of 6 to 8 year old. Then they will all fall off and they are replaced by the other set of teeth which is known as the permanent teeth. These are the other permanent teeth, and these permanent teeth are the known as the second set. Okay, but as you can understand, with the name permanent, they cannot fall off by themselves, or they cannot fall off because of like normally milk teeth, if they are not damaged, still they will fall off. But permanent teeth, if they are falling off, there can be a reason of the age. If we are very old enough to our teeth will fall off. Okay, other thing is the dental disease. If we having any dental disease, then also there is a chance that we are losing our permanent tooth. But normally permanent teeth are the only set which we cannot be replaced by other set of teeth. Okay, so these are the two type of teeth which is present in our body. So what else in the buccal cavity we can see is the salivary gland. Okay, what else we can see? Salivary gland. Normally a salivary gland secrete saliva into our body or into our mouth. So what it secrete? It secrete saliva, and that saliva is very important to break down starch into sugar. Okay, so what is starch? Starch are the carbohydrate, and those carbohydrate, that complex component, they convert into the simpler component which is sugar, and that sugar can be absorbed by our body. So this is the main function of our digestion, to convert the complex substance into the simpler one. So this is what the digestion is start in the buccal cavity itself. Okay, what else organ do we have in our mouth is the tongue. So tongue, what is the tongue? Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. Okay, they do not have any bone into our tongue. It always or only consists of muscles only. Okay, so where it is attached to the back floor of the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity, on the back side of the buccal cavity, on the floor of the buccal cavity, that our tongue is attached and the outer portion is free to move. Why we require a tongue? The main function of tongue is the talking process. So we are able to talk because of the tongue or the movement of the tongue. Okay, what else? It also help us to mix the saliva into our chewing product, or whatever we have chewed that food particle, to mix that saliva into that food particles we require tongue. Okay, and what else is the swallowing. Okay, swallowing of food is also a function of tongue. So with the help of the tongue we can swallow as well as taste. We can able to taste the food with the help of the taste buds which are present on our tongue. Sometime what happened, because of our silly mistakes which we used to make in our daily life, and due to that will result the tooth decay. Okay, so how the tooth decay, what is the function, or how the tooth decay process will go on? Like normally we have bacteria in our mouth. Normally we always have bacteria in our mouth, but they are not harmful bacteria, they are useful bacteria which is present in our mouth. What it do normally, when we do not clean our mouth, after eating the food, what happen, these bacteria will also help them to improve, or we can say that grow the harmful bacteria also. Okay, so these bacteria will convert into the harmful ones, because there is leftover which is present in our teeth and which is harmful, so that they also grow. These leftover food will also help to grow some harmful bacteria in our mouth. And what these harmful bacteria they will do, they will break the sugar, which is present in our teeth. So this is our teeth, and this is the food particle which is left behind or left over in our teeth, that they digest that food material. To digest that food material or convert it into the sugar so that they can absorb, they release some acid on that teeth, and these acid will gradually damage our teeth, and this is how the tooth decay process take place. If we do not take care of our teeth properly, so if we do not treat it properly, after that there can be a chances of severe toothache. Okay, the toothache is very high. In very severe kind of toothache is also can be result, or we can say that the total loss of tooth loss we can say that this is also a chance. Okay, what is the major culprit for the tooth decay is the chocolate. So chocolate, because of chocolate, eating lot of chocolate at the night time, that can cause tooth decay, or eat some sweets at the night time, or we can say that any product which is made up of sugar, they can have the chances that they will damage our teeth and cause the disease which is the tooth decay. Sometime you must have observed that sometimes you feel like during hurry, if we eat food in very hurry, or we talk during we are eating, or we can say that if we laugh when we are eating, at that time you must have seen like some kind of there is a feeling of choking kind of feeling, or a cough you can observe. What is this cough coming from, or why we are feeling this kind of a choking kind of feeling or cough kind of a feeling? Why? Because sometime our food particle will enter into the windpipe. Food particle enter to the windpipe, and due to this we feel these kind of a feeling, so that we can remove that food particle from the windpipe. What is the windpipe? It is just adjacent to our food pipe. So this is our food pipe and this is our windpipe, so they are just adjacent. There is just a flap, like valve is present between both of them. Like this is the flap which is present between the food pipe, this is the food pipe, and this is the windpipe. So when we are breathing, this pipe is open and this flap will close the food pipe. Similarly, when we are eating, when we are eating, this flap will close the windpipe, and this is how normal function do, and we do not feel any problems while eating the food. But sometime when we laugh or talk or eat in hurry, we forgot to swallow at the same time. We just swallow the food at the same time when our flap is open, because we are breathing also. So same time we are taking breath as well as the food particle. That's why we feel that choking kind of substance, because our food particle go into the windpipe, and that from that windpipe the food particle can be removed by the process of cuffing, we can say that. Okay, where is this food pipe or esophagus present? Like this, in our digestion we do not require to study the windpipe, we require to study the food pipe. So what is the food pipe? We also called food pipe as the esophagus. Okay, this is the scientific name of our food pipe. So what our normally where it run along the neck of our chest, neck to our chest. Okay, this is our neck and this is our chest. So from here to here, from our neck, or we can say that after the buccal cavity, the food will go into the food pipe or esophagus, which combine, the esophagus is the portion which combine the buccal cavity and the stomach. Okay, so this is the pipe which can combine both of these, so that it can give a easy passage to our food to reach to the stomach portion. Okay, so this is what is the normal of the walls of the food pipe will help us to move the food particle to the stomach. Okay, so this is how normally some of the muscles are relaxed and some of the muscles will be contract. So due to this contraction and relaxation, what happened, normally our food particle will swallow into or pass through the food pipe or esophagus, and they reach to the main portion, stomach, and where the other digestion of the food will take place. So this is what we are covering in the first part. We will talk about the stomach and other organs, digestion in the other organs in the next part. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel, and thank you guys for watching this video once again.